Hello friends, today we are going to be looking at some half-wave antennas. Hi everybody, Noah from Hacking Hollywood. Today, again, we're going to be looking at these antennas. So why do we need half-inch wave antennas versus the quarter that come with our Shure systems or maybe another system that you have? Well, the main reason is the way RF frequencies work. And so you have a signal that comes through the air, right? Your RF frequency, and that's the radio frequency as it comes in. And so if you have a larger antenna, you'll be able to pick up the signal and actually have a stronger signal. The only advantage really to a smaller antenna is that it's more compact and it's more portable. So if you have the ability to have a slightly larger antenna, a half wave, or even some paddles, those tend to be even better systems. And so the question I always ask is, why isn't there a full wave antenna? And I haven't really gotten a full answer to that. So if you're one of those audio nerds who knows all about that kind of stuff and wants to enlighten us on the information that I'm missing here, please fill us in the comments and let us know why full wave antennas are not popular in professional audio. Or maybe they are and I just haven't seen them online. So, but I'm going to be upgrading from a quarter to these half-inch. So let's go ahead and unbox this and take a closer look at this device here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open her up here, kind of take a look. So the first thing I'm going to do is slice and dice. Let's try not to break anything along the way here. I guess I could use scissors. Hold on. It's making me do things the right way. Come on. Just kidding. And we got our antennas here. So what's nice about these antennas, they can actually pivot. So you can see here, they can go up like this or go back down. And I think they can, yeah, it's pretty much 90 or 45, 90 and straight up and down. So why is that important? Well, antennas pick up signals in a circle around this direction of it. So if it's pointing up, where are we? Right there. So if it's pointing up, it's actually going to go out in this direction. So the antenna placement and the way it's pointed does have a effect on your signal strength. So keep that in mind when you're setting up your gear, and if you keep it at a certain angle, try to have it so that your devices are in this general direction. Let me go back to the other shot. So that if I have it vertical like this, we can basically set our devices in this direction or this direction. This is an omnidirectional, but it's not spherical in its pickup pattern. So it's going to be picking up around in this direction and in 360. And so the good thing is, because it's omnidirectional, it can pick up lots of signals or lots of different angles. This gives you kind of more universal choice over a paddle. And a paddle is kind of like a spotlight where you're soloing a certain range or certain area. And so you'll see paddles a lot of the times pointing at a stage, especially if it's a stage with a lot of other equipment or maybe rooms next door, other rooms or facilities nearby that same venue. And they want to make sure that the sound only gets picked up from the transmitters that they want it to pick up from. What you have is a transmitter, which is the device connected to a microphone, like what you would wear on a lav or the Madonna, Britney Spears headset, if you will. And so that is set down to the box, which is the transmitter. The transmitter sends it to the receiver, and the receiver has to pick it up with this. But anyways, the signal comes in and it gets processed from there. And so these half-inch wave antennas do pick up better signal, generally speaking, than the quarter-inch ones do. And so that's why I have gone ahead and upgraded, especially at the price. Let's go ahead and look at the ad real quick and see what that looks like. So we'll see on the page here, the time of purchase was $18.99, 4.6 out of 5 stars. And for $19, that's really just a really easy, affordable upgrade for your kit. Something to be aware of is the boost. And so I know for sure I have a BLX system here, and that is listed, BLX4R listed right here as far as receivers go. So this actually isolates the frequencies that it picks up. And that's pretty helpful because you don't want unwanted frequencies or added noise or interference with your signal. So that's something that is also listed here and something that's worth noting. So the final thing I'll note here is that the connector type is a BNC 50 ohm connector. So there is an audio engineer that I have been following online. He has a YouTube channel. His name's Drew. I'll link it in the description below. He actually tests to see if there's a huge difference between using traditional like BNC for video, which is a 75 ohm connector, versus a 50 ohm connector that is used on audio antennas and that kind of stuff. From his knowledge, there is only a minimum difference between the two. But because I'm a little bit OCD and I want to make sure everything is at the best of my abilities, I went ahead and purchased 50 ohm cable specifically for these antennas. And so that's something that you might consider for your production as well. If you're going to pick up very affordable antennas, then maybe you should pick up some affordable cable as well. Ideally, even with RF frequencies, which are lower in the hertz range, right? You still want to make sure that line of sight if you can pull that off, try to have line of sight of the microphone, the transmitter to the receiver. That's always a good thing. And depending on the type of microphone you have, there's going to be a limit to the distance that you can have. These will probably boost your distance by a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's not about the maximum amount of distance or whatever. It's about the maximum signal, or really the best signal, because you can have antennas overproduce the signal or underproduce the signal, which has to do with gain. And so you want it to be at the 0 dB level typically. As you expand your antenna range from your receiver, that antenna might have to be boosted by gain. Ideally, you would try to level that out. Your signal is strong throughout your channels and your connections. So if you want to learn more about that, I am producing an audio course. It's going to be free. It's part of a bigger course that's all about live streaming. And so I have a 12-part series here, starting with cameras and ending on software on the computer, which talks us through all the different steps that it takes to do live streaming. So if you're interested in that, that's going to be free. That's going to be on the Corporate Streams YouTube channel. So check us out. Support us by subscribing if you're up for that. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.